it is over. And it's over at the worst time, with the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's right around the corner. When I say right around the corner, I mean it is quite literally like 2 weeks away when we're getting this news. I mean, there's been a little bit of talk about this for a while, but now it is 100% guaranteed what's going on. You know, we know for confident now, so let's quickly get into it. Really, we first started getting word about this 2 months ago, but it's only quite recently, in the recent days, where it's been solidified and guaranteed to us that yes, this is definitely happening. Funko is losing their license to the Five Nights at Freddy's IP, so that means we're not going to see any of these Funko Pops anymore. That means we're not going to see any of the Funko action figures anymore, and that means that we're not going to see any of the Funko plushies anymore, like this adorable little guy. And I wonder why. Well, some people are a little bit happy, they're rejoiced that we're no longer going to get figures like Blacklight Glam Rock Freddy and things like this, but ignoring the strange and weird character designs that Funko has given us sometimes, we do have to admit they did a good job. Meanwhile, Jazzwares, that name should be putting a little bit of a spike of concern down your back. They have a long history of supporting very unpopular politics, as well as politicians who have been considered paedophiles. But not just that, but they've got their hand deep in the conflict going on in Palestine right now. The CEO of Jazzwares supports the Canary Project. If you don't know what that is, it's a project that is basically covering their asses in the war, and it's making sure for people who don't support Palestine or don't support the war find it harder to get a job. Yep, that is not a sentence that I thought that I would say, but that is one of the things that Jazzwares support. So if you like getting a job, that's going to be a problem to you. Bummer. Maybe I shouldn't be making this video. But it also supports Brothers for Life, which supports the Israeli soldiers. The problem with that is that the Israeli soldiers have been documented to be attacking women, children, and basically anybody who's not actually a part of the conflict. I'm not saying that either side is clean. Both sides have got some very dirty hands in the conflict, and the reason why I don't talk about the conflict is because I don't really want to take a side. But Jazzwares CEO is supporting both sides with his hand absolutely anal fisting up to the elbow in the dirt, and it is just fueling the fire that is going on out there. That is just absolute fuel to the fire, and considering their history, I'd be more concerned about what they'd be supporting next. Oh, and just to make you hate Jazzwares a little bit more, they're suing Build-A-Bear. Who sues Build-A-Bear? Build-A-Bear is sacred! How dare you sue Build-A-Bear? They could steal my face and put it on a bear and I'd only be slightly upset. You'd actually go out and sue them? You're a diabolical man. Jazzwares sued Build-A-Bear in Florida court. I believe it was Florida court. Los Angeles Federal Court. I correct myself. Squishmallow sued Build-A-Bear in Los Angeles Federal Court. And it's because they claim that Build-A-Bear copied the look and feel of Squishmallows. Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Squishmallows, they're these round cute things, usually based on an IP like Lion King or Pokemon. Build-A-Bear make fucking teddy bears! I don't know how you can confuse. You know, I'm gonna put 2 images on screen. How the fuck do you confuse these two? Maybe they copied the feel, except that Squishmallows are a soft fabric, and Build-A-Bears are fucking fluffy. I really don't think that there's much even worth going into over this lawsuit, but again, it's just another thing to make you think, what the fuck is wrong with them? But the peak of FNAF merchandise is over. We're no longer going to get these cool Funko Pops these cool little keyring pieces, they're gone to these beautiful plushies. They're gonna be replaced with these fucking squishmallows, and when you buy a squishmallow, they're gonna use it to fund a lawsuit against Build-A-Bear, or maybe next they're gonna sue Peppa Pig because they made a pink squishmallow, and Peppa Pig is also pink, so they must have copied their colour. And or maybe they'll just go, hey, what other conflict is going on in the world where we can support both sides? Maybe we can drizzle a little bit of money into Ukraine and a little bit of money into Russia at the same time. You know, I don't understand how anyone can think of this as a good idea. It's not. It's a bad idea. But it's happening. It's pretty much confirmed now. So, the peak of FNAF merch is over. My advice, when you're looking at buying a piece of FNAF merch, look around on the box, because somewhere you're gonna have some small little text that says it's brand, like that right there saying Funko, because it might not be plastered over, you know, every single surface like a Funko Pop. But take a look on it, see if you can find a little branding there, and if it says that it's a Jazzwares, don't buy it. Buy a bootleg. I never thought I would say this in my life, but you're actually going to be doing less damage by buying a bootleg than you will be if you buy a Jazzwares. If you buy a Jazzwares, you're supporting the CEO who is supporting conflicts and who is supporting the dumbest lawsuits for the dumbest things. Meanwhile, if you buy a bootleg, it just means that the company isn't getting money and Scott Cawthon isn't getting money. And as much as I love Scott Cawthon, I think he can live without that $20 that you're gonna spend on buying a 6-foot Freddy Fazbear plushie. So, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if it says Jazzwares, don't buy it, just buy a bootleg instead. Obviously, I do not condone buying bootlegs. Do not buy bootlegs. Do not buy bootlegs. That's a terrible thing to do. Don't do it. Unless